welcome back to a NetGalley November weekly reading vlog. Reading vlogs are brand new to me, and I'm learning as I go. I'm normally not going to be doing reading vlogs on a weekly basis, but since we're in NetGalley November, I think we have to. Now, over the course of NetGalley November, I have a goal of getting to 80% on NetGalley. The number of books that I'll have to read, or review rather, to hit that is going to vary a little bit throughout the month, because I am still getting approved for new reads. However, as of right now, I need to review 17 more books to hit that number. So we've got 3 weeks left of the month, and I think that's doable. This weekend, I have a lot of stuff to do around the house, preparing for birthday weekend next week, but we're going to go ahead and do some rolls for reading. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll let you know how it works out. All right, so as a recap, after week 1, this is what the dice board looks like. We did 6 books for 9 reviews because 3 of them also had audiobook copies on NetGalley. And so I've just rolled for 3 more. So our next 3 reads are going to be, first, for the prompt, read a book with 2 or more authors. And I'm going to read this graphic novel. So it's been a long time since I have read Animal Farm. I'm like probably 2 decades. And this is a graphic novelization of Animal Farm, which is written by 2 authors, and it's translated, and it's going to fit for multiple Herkiad prompts as well. After this month, I'm probably going to make a video on my Herkiad progress, just because we're nearing like the halfway point of the year for that. But Animal Farm is going to be first up on my list, and I do anticipate getting through this one pretty quickly. Next up is read a book that is 50% blue. I have chosen the Fangirl Project. We're taking this 50% with a grain of salt. Visually, it's 50%. If I put it through a thing, it's like 40%. It's half blue. The whole background's blue. And that is The Fangirl Project by Beth Riekels. I am so excited to read this one. This is a romance about a girl who attempts to get involved in a fandom, specifically because her crush is part of that fandom. And it's not like I can relate or anything, but 16-year-old me would have felt called out by this book. And my last roll, the newest book to my TBR, is the book that I was approved for most recently, which is The Beheading Game by Rebecca Lehman. This is a book about Anne Boleyn. It is a fiction, historical fiction, but this is a book that so many others in NetGalley November have gotten, and so I'm really excited to read it too, because everyone's been posting their thoughts with the little spoiler tags on Discord, and I want to know what's happening. I have FOMO, so I'm going to read this book. So I'm going to get started on these today. However, because I have a lot to do today, I'm actually going to read an audiobook first. This book is not on my little chart. This book is on my chart in the 3-5 spot. Read the 12th book on my list. It's called The Honeymoon Phase by Amy Dawes. I'm really excited for this one because I really enjoyed the previous 2 books in the series. They're interconnected standalones, so you can read this one too, even if you haven't read the others. And I'm reading it because it's the next audiobook that I have on the list. And honestly, I have a lot of work around the house to do, so I really need an audiobook to read. So I am just pulling this one forward. I'm going to get this one read today as well, outside of my dice rolls. All right, I'm going to go get to reading and cleaning my house. Okay, so I am 75% through Honeymoon Phase by Amy Dawes, and I am loving it. This is the 3rd book in her like Mountain Man series, and I just enjoy these books. I think Amy Dawes is such a great writer, specifically for like romance that feels realistic is not the word, but like the characters all feel relatable and lighthearted, and there's so much levity in there, and her writing is really great to get you in a good mood. Honestly, her writing puts me in a good mood. That feels like the highest compliment I can give. We are officially into the next day because it is past midnight, but I'm going to keep going just a little bit longer because I finished Honeymoon Phase. I think that Honeymoon Phase is Amy Dawes' best book yet. I really enjoyed it. I think that she does a really nice job of taking what normally is, a common trope, something that, I don't know, has a formula to it, like fake dating, marriage of convenience, and she takes some of the overdoneness out of it. Usually with marriage of convenience, you have so much like miscommunication that the trope really relies on to do the work for like of driving things forward. But this marriage of convenience, yes, there's a little bit of miscommunication. There has to be in order for it to exist, but she doesn't use that to drive things forward. She actually has plot points that move things forward, which is really nice to see. And I feel like every time I finish Amy Dawes' book, I'm just left happy. I'm just left happy, and I am, and I enjoyed it. So I got my review written for that one really quickly, and then I am moving on to my first of my roles. Yay. Now, because I'm really trying to push myself this month, I really want to get 80% on NetGalley. I really want to hit that 80%. So I'm going to keep going because I have a graphic novel. I'm going to read that one just really quick tonight still. We're about to start Coda's After Dark stream, so that'll be a fun time. And I'm going to read the graphic novelization of Animal Farm by George Orwell because it should be relatively quick for me, and that way I will have done 8 books in 8 days plus a couple hours, which is crazy. That's nuts, right? Yeah, that's nuts. But we're gonna hit our goal, come hell or high water. So I'm gonna go read this audiobook really quick, and then I will check back in. Y'all are gonna get tired of me in the same damn outfit. Okay, so I finished Animal Farm. I finished the graphic novel. It was really short, but it was a little strange because I am familiar with Animal Farm, and I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind in the morning, but it was too abridged. Like, it went too quick. There were some details missing that I think were necessary for it. And something about the art style was a little bit inconsistent for me. I did have some formatting issues, but that was like separate feedback for the publisher. But I don't know. It was quick, but I can't say it was an enjoyable read. I mean, normally if I finish like the book Animal Farm, I have at least some sense of like thought-provoking, learning, whatever. This was more just like, So at least it fits a couple of her kid prompts. But in any case, that's 8 books down. I'm gonna go to bed. And I'll check in to start reading my next book. Not in the middle of the night. Good morning. As you can see, the new hair bun has continued to work its wonders. Like, my hair has been painfully straight forever, and just keeping it in a bun where it's curled up most of the time. Look at how voluminous it is. Wow. We are starting off the day with my protein shake, and this morning I did read a little bit of the Fangirl Project on my Kindle. We do have a lot to do today. Laundry is already being deposited on the bed for me to fold. I have lots of chores to do around the house today, so I think I'm also going to start an audiobook. I'm going to be reading A Sky of Emerald Stars by A.K. Mulford because this is the second book in the series, and I have it on audiobook. And the third book in the series is what I have an arc for. So I need to get this one read anyway. It's not on my NetGalley November TBR, but I do need to get it read. And I have the audiobook, and I have a bunch of stuff to do, so I can't be reading with my eyeballs today. So this is going to be a really good option. And I have a reading buddy. Hello, puppy girl. Hi. I love you. She doesn't give very many kisses. She's very austere. This morning, I did get just a teeny tiny bit started on the Fangirl Project, though, while I was still in bed. So that one is at least started. And we'll get moving on that one soon-ish, too. I did make myself some lunch on this day of housework and reading. I made a quesadilla. So I'm going to eat my quesadilla, keep listening to my audiobook, and keep cranking through chores. Hello, it's the next morning, and look at this. We're moving locales a little bit. So I ended up finally finishing off the audiobook last night. And as I finished it, I got like motivated. So the desk that you are sitting on right now, I got mostly cleared off. This is a big deal because also behind me, there you can see the floor. Wow. I have more bookshelves to put up across this room, and I still have piles over here to take care of, but I cleaned a little bit, and I did end up finishing A Sky of Emerald Stars. I think I'm gonna give it like a medium rating. I did enjoy it, and I think most of my problems that I had with it were about the continuity of the series and less about this specific book. So I did enjoy it. I am excited to read the last and final the third installment of this trilogy as an arc. But today, I'm going to be focusing on continuing to get through the Fangirl Project by Beth Reekles. I started it on, today's Monday, on Saturday. And I devoted my time to audiobooks over the weekend. So now I can devote my time to reading with my eyeballs. And I'm really excited for this one. Beth Reekles wrote The Kissing Booth, which is a Netflix movie that I really like. So I have some high hopes for this. And then I'm also going to be maybe focusing on continuing to clean a little bit. Oh my God, who is she? So we'll see. But that's really what I'm focusing on now. What's really crazy is that at this point, it's November 10th today. So I'm on day 10 and I have finished 9 books. In the Fangirl Project, if I go look, there are 4 hours left of the book. Theoretically, I could get this one finished and be on a book a day cadence. 2 of them were super short, like a kid's picture book and a graphic novel, which is why I was able to get those ones done so fast. But this is crazy. I'm not going to be able to keep this up. But at this point, I think let's find out. I am 15 reviews away from hitting 80%. So we've got 20 days left in the month. And if I can attempt to keep up a book a day, we'll definitely get there. And I'm so excited for that. It is now like 10:30 p.m. Have I read any of my book today? No, but I did figure out a TBR plan for 2026. I have 124 books currently on my physical TBR. That needs to go down. So I've put together a little roll for TBR challenge for myself where I roll a d20 and it picks a prompt. I'll tally how many I get of each prompt, but some of the prompts encourage me to roll another die. So it might have me roll for a trope and roll a d12. I might need to roll for the color of the book cover and roll a d10, or I might need to roll for a genre and roll a d6. That's so cute, right? It's not all. I also got inspired today to put together a list of 26 books I want to read in 2026. How cute. So if I roll a 20 on my 20-sided die to start, that means I get to pick a book from this list. I'll also be reading this list separately, but how cute is that? I'm so proud. I'm like a journal girl now. Anyway, I will actually go to bed soon and read my book shortly. But I'm just so excited. Another day, another attempt at getting some reading done, but I haven't done a whole lot. So yesterday, I got some of my reading planning done for 2026. Today, I got a lot more housework done, and I've been feeling like I didn't have enough review content. Like, I actually want to share my reviews with you guys, so I did a lot of that today. Now, we are watching Nicole's sprints, Dusty Book Sniffers. We're watching her and Coda sprints. I just hopped offline, but got it in bed. I'm in bed here with my 2 puppies. You want to say hi? Oh, she's going to give me a smell, maybe. And I'm going to open my book and go to bed and hopefully get some reading done, maybe. It's another new day. And once again, I didn't read last night. I don't know why, but I had other stuff that I wanted to get done. And so I was really productive. I wrote a ton of reviews, like I said, and got a bunch of content ready, but I didn't read last night. But I'm sprinting right now. Y'all are on the computer. And I am reading Beth is Dead by Katie. Well, let me find the author name. But I'm reading this as a buddy read. Beth is Dead by Katie Bernay. Oh, I don't know, I just put the cover right here. And I'm liking it so far. I'm 25-ish% in. And I'm going to read on this sprint now too, and hopefully get to like 50%. Y'all did choose a new Kindle cover for me. Hot Girls Read, my favorite color. Paula knew. She knew that I wanted a purple one for my birthday week. But yeah, so that's what I'm reading tonight. And I'm really hoping that I can maybe get this book done tonight. If I can read it all in one sprint, that would be awesome. Hopefully this will kind of like jumpstart me to being able to get back to it. I think it's possible that maybe going so hard the first week of NetGalley November just dried me out a little bit. just wrung me out. So yeah, took a couple day break from reading a little bit, and now we're back at her. Sweet. I'll check in. We'll see what gets me about this book next. I'm giving this update from my bed because I just finished Beth is Dead. It's midnight. I ended my stream an hour ago, and I just had the last hour left. And overall, I think it was good, and I liked it. The ending got much more suspenseful. I got creeped out. My blankies are like tucked up under my feet right now because Scary's under the bed. And I also cried at the end. So that's what I do. It was tough because this is a Little Women retelling, and it's contemporary, it's a murder mystery, and it was told from the perspective of all four girls, which was kind of tough because it's also like a flashback scenario, very similar to the original Little Women. And with 4 first-person POVs in 2 timelines each, that got really rough. And I think the other thing that was a little bit rough for me is that a lot of the mystery was fed to us. There weren't as many like subtle hints to try and ferret out ourselves. So yeah, I liked it though. It was still a good time, and I'm glad I read it. And now I'm really tired. Back to the fangirl project tomorrow. Good morning. It's so early. It's not that early. It's like almost 8 a.m. I did not read any of the fangirl project last night. I don't know why. It's been so hard to pick that back up. I think it's definitely that I read too quickly on things. But this morning, I'm on Paula's stream. Again, you guys are over there. And we are buddy reading Dom-Com by Adrian Anders. I'm so excited. I saw this cover with the little furry handcuffs. And it is about a DS relationship. I saw this cover and I was like, that is going to be a book for me. And I immediately emailed my contact at Forever, the publisher, and I was like, this is not on NetGalley. I'm dying for this book. How do I get it? And then they finally launched it on NetGalley, and I cannot wait. So we're going to read Dom-Com this morning. Yay! Yay! So I'm working through Dom-Com, and it's awesome. I really enjoy it. It does involve quite a few spicy scenes. It's very much about like the kink community, and it does introduce kink in a very like consent forward, risk averse way, which is really awesome. And I love this main character. She's me. I am her. I've never identified with the character more strongly in my life. So I am really enjoying it. I'm cruising through it too. So yeah, this is going to be a good one. I'm so excited. I'm so glad that it's living up to the expectations I had for it. So I'm real excited. I have a little bit of work left to do today. A little bit of reading left to do today. And then I'll check in when I'm done with this one. I'm currently in my car outside of a Lowe's. Super sorry to my husband, but I only have 10 minutes of the book left. I'm still reading Dom-Com. Had to come run an errand, and I only have 10 minutes left. I have to finish it quick before I go home. So I am really enjoying it. I will say it definitely follows like a rom-com book formula. It is formulaic. And so there's not a lot that's like surprising, but it's enjoyable to read. I do really like it. Update, I finished it. I loved this. I think that this also has like huge interconnected standalone potential. There are so many other characters who I'm like, I do want to read their stories. I loved this. I'm so glad I got this. I couldn't be happier. I had a great time. Now I'm gonna go drive home because I need to get home. Oh my God. Okay. So I'm so excited. I'm finishing watching some sprints. I'm about to go continue the fangirl project finally. But in case you didn't know, Veronica Roth has a new book coming out in 2026. And I love Veronica Roth's writing. I am still a big fan of Divergent years and years later. I haven't read it in a while, but and I love every other book that I've ever read of hers. Several of her books are some of my favorites of all time. I think she might be my all-time favorite author. She's definitely up there. But her new book, I requested on NetGalley a week or two ago, and I was declined immediately. But I was like, you know what? This is really important. So I emailed Tor. I'm like, I can't even keep my camera straight. I emailed Tor's publicity, and I said, hey, I'd love if you would consider me for an arc of this book. Even a digital copy is just fine. I am a huge Veronica Roth fan. I'd be honored to be able to review it early. Sent them my information, and I got an email back, and they gave me a widget for it. I'm so excited. So I have a digital arc now of Seek the Traitor's Son by Veronica Roth, and I'm so excited. So I'm definitely gonna find a way to fit that in this month. I think I might make it like my Thanksgiving Day read, because I'm gonna read that day. But because I have like uninterrupted time, so I might make it my read for that. Yay! All right, so Josh over here just wave. Josh just took me on a little excursion for my birthday, since my birthday's tomorrow and I've got a bunch of plans. He took me to my new local bookstore, the Enchanted Quill, and he gave me a little scavenger hunt, and I had to find books that met his clues, and each book that I found gave me time, and then I got to use that time to buy some books. I did not do very well at the scavenger hunt, admittedly. I am really bad at remembering what's on covers of books, but I ended up getting 4 books for my little haul. So I got Play Nice by Rachel Harrison, because I've seen this a couple times and it's so pretty. It's a really cool cover. I like the colors of the Naked book too. But this is a sorority horror, and I'm starting to try a little bit of horror lately. So I've seen this one a couple times and I've wanted to try it, so got that. And then probably my immediate grab, I did grab the first 3 books in Realm of the Elderlings by Robin Hobb. So I grabbed Assassin's Apprentice, Assassin's Quest, and Royal Assassin, because I've really been meaning to read Realm of the Elderlings, and it's a lot of books, and I have them on my TBR and on my wish list, so yay, I get to start Realm of the Elderlings in the next year here. So my husband did so good on getting me a cute birthday present, and now I get more books to add to my TBR shelf. Yay! All right, I just got home with my husband from running errands from his little sweet surprise to me, and I since I had to put new books on my physical TBR shelf, I did go through my physical TBR shelf and clear it out. A couple of these I've read already. A River of Golden Bones and Zom Romcom I read in this month, Zom Romcom in October. But I don't need any of these on my shelf anymore. A lot of these I bought years ago and I just don't think I'll get to. I haven't reached for them since, and I don't think I will in the future. So since I have a fun birthday day tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a little about town with a couple of friends. We're going to go to a bookstore. We're going to go to our Bookstagrammers meetup, and we have a book swap. So these will all find new homes. I started The Beheading Game by Rebecca Lehman, and it's interesting so far. It is a fantasy story about, it starts immediately after Anne Boleyn has been beheaded, and she comes back as a zombie. is what I'm getting so far. I'm like 5% in. So that's what I started, and that's what I will continue reading later tonight. Welcome back to my bed. So I'm like still at the beginning of the beheading game, but it's a little spooky scary. It's not even scary yet. I just get creepy crawlies at nighttime because what if something comes up from under my bed and gets my feet? Gotta have everything tucked in. Anyway, I am going to switch to Play You For It by Samantha Saldivar because nighttime is a better time to read happy romance novels and not spooky scaries. So I'm going to get back to the beheading game tomorrow. My birthday. But I'm going to read Play You For It tonight. All right, here we are at the end of week 2. This is a delayed update because it is my birthday weekend and I've had a lot going on. I have not been reading as much. So you all know that my husband got me some very, very nice books for my birthday gift. And I also just got back from a birthday dinner with my family. My mom made me a book tree. She sent me a picture like on Pinterest and was like, why don't you do this with your books? And I said, oh, well, I really don't want to ruin the spines of my books with a book tree. So she made me one. How cute is this? So we are a little behind on our week 2 update, but it's fine because November has 2 extra days anyway. So in the second week of NetGalley November, I read 5 books and I DNF'd 1, and I'm currently in the middle of 2 others. So first, I read Honeymoon Phase by Amy Dawes. I really enjoy Amy Dawes' writing. I do have this book on the way, a physical copy, because I had pre-ordered it from my local bookstore. And I love this series, so I'm so glad I got to read an arc of this one before it released, and I really enjoyed it. I also, in the same day, read Animal Farm, the graphic novel, because this is one that I did get on NetGalley, and it was fine. I told you my thoughts about it. I have the full review that'll be in my monthly recap, but this was a get her done quickly. I did get to read A Sky of Emerald Stars, because this was the next book in the Golden Court series, and I can finally, now I'm ready to read the arc of the 3rd book in the series, so that will be coming up soon, I hope. And then I also read 2 pink books, yay. I read Beth is Dead as a buddy read with many of you on my last Wednesday sprints. So I read Beth is Dead, a Little Women retelling, really enjoyed it. And then I read Dom-Com by Adriana Anders, also on a buddy read with many of you. I have been so excited for Dom-Com. I absolutely loved it. I'm so happy I got to read it. It's coming out in, I believe, January. I'm just a big fan. I'm so excited for everyone to get to read it. So those are the ones that I finished. And then I did DNF the Fangirl Project just because I felt like I didn't want to get back to reading it, which I think is more of a problem that I'm just not a youth. This is a YA book for youth, and I just wasn't into it. So 5 books read, though, in a week is awesome. I'm currently in the middle of The Beheading Game by Rebecca Lehman, and at the end of week 2, having 11 books read and a DNF that I am still counting for my board because I gave it a fair shot, this is what my bingo board looks like. We are getting really close. Because the beheading game is the square, I think that's right over here. I don't know where I'll be, but the upper corner square is going to be the beheading game. I think I have an opportunity for a diagonal, but because of the books that I have like rolled the dice for coming up next, I also think I have the opportunity for a straight across in row 3. So we're getting there. I think I can score a bingo this month. My goal is still to get to 80% on NetGalley. Right now I am at 66%, and I'm just hoping that I don't get approved for any more books. I did total get approved for 3 books this week, which set me back a little bit. Like, I think my percentage would be further along, but I got approved for Night Songs by Allie Dyer. I read another book by Allie Dyer earlier this year and really enjoyed it, so I applied for this one. I got approved, of course, for Seek the Traitor's Son by Veronica Roth. I'm so excited, and I will probably make a video shortly on how I did it and how other people can do it too, because this is a book that I got declined for originally. And then finally, I got approved for The Redo List by Denise Williams. I have really enjoyed Denise Williams' other books, and so I'm really excited to get into this little rom-com as well. It was a great week 2, and now we are on to week 3.